Gita chapter 8, text 16. A Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartanojana Mamupeti tu Kaunteya Punarjanmana Vidyate. A Brahma Bhuvana, up to the Brahmaloka planet, Loka, the planetary systems. Puna again, Avartina, returning, Arjuna, O Arjuna. Mam unto me, Upeti, arriving, tu, but Kaunte, O son of Kunti, Punarjanma, rebirth, na, never, Vidyate, takes place. Translation: from the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death takes place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. All kinds of yogis, karma, jnana, hatha, etc., eventually have to attain devotional perfection, bhakti yoga, or Krishna consciousness before they can go to Krishna's transcendental abode and never return. Those who attain the highest material planets, the planets of the demigods, are again subjected to repeated birth and death. As persons on earth are elevated to higher planets, people on the higher planets such as Brahmaloka, Chandraloka, and Indraloka fall down to earth. The practice of sacrifice called Panchagni Vidya, recommended in the Chandogya Upanishad, enables one to achieve Brahmaloka. But if on Brahmaloka one does not cultivate Krishna consciousness, then he must return to earth. Those who progress in Krishna consciousness on the higher planets are gradually elevated to higher and higher planets. And at the time of universal devastation, are transferred to the eternal spiritual kingdom. Baladev Vidyabhushan, in his commentary on Bhagavad Gita, quotes this verse: Brahmana sahate sarve samprapte pratisanchare parasyante kritatmana pravishanti param padam. When there is devastation of this material universe, Brahma and his devotees, who are constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness, are all transferred to the spiritual universe and to specific spiritual planets according to their desires. Text 17. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Ahar Yad Brahmano Vidu Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam Teho Ratro Vido Jana. Sahasra 1000 Yuga millenniums Paryantam, including Aha day, Yat, that which, Brahmana of Brahma, Vidu they know, Ratrim night, Yuga millenniums, Sahasrantam, similarly ending after 1000, they, Aha Ratra, day and night, Vida, who understand, Jana, people. Translation: by human calculation, 1000 ages taken together form the duration of Brahma's one day, and such also is the duration of his night. The duration of the material universe is limited, and it is manifested in a cycle of kalpas. A kalpa is a day of Brahma, and one day of Brahma consists of 1000 cycles of 4 yugas or ages: Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali. The cycle of Satya is characterized by virtue, wisdom, and religion, there being practically no ignorance and vice, and the yugas last 17,28,000 years. In Treta Yuga, vice is introduced, and this lasts 12,96,000 years. In the Dwapar Yuga, there is an even greater decline in virtue and religion. Vice increases, and this Yuga lasts 8,64,000 years. And finally, Kali Yuga, the Yuga we have now been experiencing over the past 5,000 years. There is an abundance of strife, ignorance, irreligion, and vice, true virtue being practically non-existent, and this Yuga lasts 4,32,000 years. In Kali Yuga, vice increases to such a point that at the termination of the Yuga, the Supreme Lord himself appears as a Kalki avatar, vanquishes the demons, saves his devotees, and commences another Satya Yuga. Then the process is rolling again. These 4 yugas rotating 1,000 times comprise one day of Brahma, and the same number comprise one night. Brahma lives for 100 such years and then dies. These 100 years by earth calculations total to 311 trillion and 40 billion earth years. By these calculations, the life of Brahma seems fantastic and interminable, but from the viewpoint of eternity, it is as brief as a lightning flash. In the causal ocean, there are innumerable Brahmas rising and disappearing like bubbles in the Atlantic. Brahma and his creation are all part of the material universe, and therefore they are in constant flux. In the material universe, not even Brahma is free from the process of birth, old age, disease, and death. Brahma, however, is directly engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord in the management of this universe. Therefore, he at once attains liberation. Elevated sannyasis are promoted to Brahma's particular planet, Brahmaloka, which is the highest planet in the material universe and which survives all the heavenly planets in the upper strata of the planetary system. But in due course, Brahma and all the inhabitants of Brahmaloka are subject to death according to the law of the material nature. Avyaktad Vyktaya Sarva Prabhavanti Aragame रात्रागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्रैवाक्यात् avyakta samyake. Avyaktas means unmanifest, vyakta living entity, sarva. The living entity is sarva. All prabhavanti become manifest. Aham agame at the beginning of the day, ratri agame at the fall of night, praliyante are annihilated, tatra into that, eva certainly, avyakta the unmanifest samyake which is called at the beginning of the day of Brahma. At the beginning of Brahma's day, all living entities become manifest and from the unmanifest state, and thereafter, when the night falls, they are merged into unmanifest again. Bhutagrama sa evayam bhutva praliyate ratri agame avishapartha pravati aragame Bhutagrama, the aggregate of all living entities, saha these, eva certainly, I am this, Bhutva repeatedly take birth, praliyate is annihilated, ratri of night, agame on the arrival, avasha automatically, partha o son of Prabhavati is manifest, aha of daytime, agame on the arrival. Again and again, when Brahma's day arrives, all living entities come into being. With the arrival of Brahma's night, they are helplessly annihilated. The less intelligent who try to remain within this material world may be elevated to higher planets, and then again must come down to this planet Earth. During the daytime of Brahma, they can exhibit their activities on higher and lower planets within this material world, but at the coming of Brahma's night, they are all annihilated. In the day, they receive various bodies for material activities, and at night, they no longer have bodies but remain compact in the body of Vishnu. Then again, they are manifest in the arrival of Brahma's day, Bhutva Praliyati. During the day, they become manifest, and at night, they are annihilated again. Ultimately, when Brahma's life is finished, they are all annihilated and remain unmanifest for millions and millions of years. And when Brahma is born again in another millennium, they are again manifest. In this way, they are captivated by the spell of the material world. But those intelligent persons who take to Krishna consciousness use the human life fully in the devotional service of the Lord, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thus they transfer themselves even in this life to the spiritual planet of Krishna and become eternally blissful there, not being subject to such rebirths. Text 20. Parastasmat bhavanyo vyakto vyakta sanatana yasa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyassu na vinashyati. Para transcendental, tasmat to that, but bhava nature, anya another, avyakta unmanifest, avyakta to the unmanifest, sanatana eternal, yasa that which sarveshu all bhuteshu manifestation nasyassu being annihilated, na never vinashyati is annihilated. Translation. Yet there is another unmanifest nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. Purport. Krishna's superior spiritual energy is transcendental and eternal. It is beyond all changes of material nature, which is manifest and annihilated during the days and nights of Brahma. Krishna's superior energy is completely opposite in quality to material nature. Superior and inferior nature are explained in the 7th chapter.